Diocese of Ikwere distributes palliative to indigent members. Ajayi Crowther University reveals to the public when the university will resume. Land dispute between two communities in Anambra State erupts into full-blown conflict, leading to the destruction of an Anglican church. Hello and welcome to the news on the hour, as brought to you from the Advent Cable Network Nigeria Television, ACNNTV. I am Rachel Ibunu. To help in cushioning the negative effect of the COVID-19 pandemic on the members of the Diocese of Ikwere, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, the Bishop of the Diocese, the Right Reverend Dr. Blessing Eyinda, has on behalf of the diocese distributed food items to about 500 indigent members of the diocese. Addressing members of the Diocese of Ikwere Action on COVID-19 team and some of the beneficiaries at the Bishop's Court, Isiokpo, Ikwere local government area of Rivers State, the bishop stated that the coronavirus has brought with it what he called fear virus and hunger virus. He encouraged all not to be afraid, but to have faith in God, who is able to handle and see us through the pandemic period, and urged the beneficiaries to see the palliatives as a token of love from the diocese. He also appreciated members and friends of the diocese who supported the initiative with their free will donations.
We are responding to the COVID-19 pandemic as the Bible enjoins us as Christians that whenever we have opportunity, we should do good to all, especially members of the household of God. So what we are doing here today is to begin to distribute to indigent members of our diocese some palliative, something to help them cushion the effect of the pandemic that is raging right now. That's what we are doing here. And these items are things that we intend distributing to them. I want to thank all those who responded. And at the same time, I appeal to those who have not responded, please, if you can respond, we can reach out to more people. I wish to charge humanity that, you see, we should remove fear and have faith in God. God is able to see us through this situation. At the same time, we should be prayerful and we should be careful. We should observe all rules that have been prescribed for us to observe so we can remain safe.
As schools are still on lockdown in Nigeria after the federal government eased the cessation of movement to allow people fetch their daily bread, the Vice Chancellor of Ajayi Crowther University, Oyo State, the Right Reverend Professor Dakwo Asaju, has reached out to the students of the school via media in order to keep them abreast with updates from the school. The Church of Nigeria Bishop Theologian informed that school will resume a week after the ban is lifted by federal government, also saying the school has put in place strict measures to ensure prevention and protection.
Please expect to return to the campus exactly 1 week after the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will have announced that schools can be open. We have secured the campus. We have ensured that the thermometer is used to screen those who enter this campus. We have ensured also that we have sanitizers and hand washing facilities at the main gate and in front of all offices and all hostels, and sanitizing apparatuses have been installed by the University Medical Center in all offices, in all hostels and in the lecture rooms. We have also produced more than 600 face masks to be distributed free of charge to those who come in and leave this campus. Same will be done for students when you return to the campus.
He used the opportunity to prepare their minds for the rest of the semester schedule.
Do not be playful at home. The periods you are staying at home right now, they are part of your study period. And you should realize that all over the world, schools are ongoing online. Even primary schools, secondary schools, they are teaching their courses online. Some are using their cable television, and some are using different forms of apps to get the lectures out ready for the examination very soon. Please prepare, work hard, sleep less, and burn the midnight oil. Ensure that you are able to achieve maximally when you return to the campus.
A simmering land dispute between two communities in Anyamelu local government area of Anambra State, Umumbo and Omo, has erupted in full-blown conflict, leading to the destructions of St. Andrew's Anglican Church, Umumbo, under the Diocese of Niger West, and other belongings in the community. According to the Chief Protocol Officer of the Anglican Diocese of Niger West, the Venerable Emmanuel Onovo, who spoke about the incident, disclosed that the trouble started when some armed youths from both sides stormed the communities, destroying and burning down properties on their way. Venerable Onovo, who frowned at such wanton destruction of properties, especially in these difficult times when people are looking for what to eat, described the destructions of St. Andrew's Anglican Church, the vicarage, women ministry building stores, diocesan hospital equipment, and all the personal belongings of the vicar of the church, Reverend Canon Sunday Udebunam, as very ungodly, which should be condemned by anyone who has the fear of God. He also said that incidents such as the burning of churches in war-torn places where Christians were persecuted, as was done in northern Nigeria, should not be condoned in Anambra State, the heart of Christianity in Igbo land. He therefore called on the royal fathers, community leaders from both communities, and the local government of Anambra State to step in to ensure that the matter did not degenerate any further. The question as to whether the church has a role in nation building ought not to be asked, and therefore cannot be overemphasized, because every individual has a major role to play in nation building. This was the submission of a guest who appeared on ACNNTV's program, Christians in Politics, anchored by the Reverend Canon Sunday Smart, on the topic, the role of the church in nation building. According to the guest, the church is not the structures, but individuals who are part of what is going on in the nation, and indeed has a role to play.
Ask whether the church has a role in nation building is like asking, does every individual Nigerian have a role in nation building? You know, sometimes we tend to forget that the church is not structures. The church is actually you and I. It is individuals who are in there in the community, who are part of what is going on in the nation. So definitely, just like you would say that every Nigerian has a duty to build this nation, definitely every member of the church is duty bound to build the nation. We all have a role to play.
Christians in Politics is a must program to watch on ACNNTV that seeks to promote Christians' participation in politics and nation building, always live on Tuesdays by 12 noon, with a repeat broadcast on Thursdays by 5 p.m. and Saturdays by 10 a.m. The Supreme Court has nullified the judgment which convicted the former governor of Abuja State, Orji Uzor Kalu. A 7-man panel of the Apex Court also set aside the judgment which convicted Ude Udeogu, a former director of finance and accounts at the Abuja State Government House. The Supreme Court gave the judgment more than 1 year after both men were convicted of corruption allegations leveled against them by the federal government. Justice Mohammed Idris of the Federal High Court in Lagos has sentenced Senator Kalu to 12 years imprisonment in his judgment delivered on April the 24th, 2019. He had also sentenced Mr. Udeogu to 10 years imprisonment on the same day, but displeased with the judgment of the Federal High Court. Kalu and Udeogu filed an appeal to challenge their sentencing at the Supreme Court. Right Reverend Fauzi Shahata, elected Bishop Kwajoto of the Anglican Diocese of Egypt. Stay tuned for details on that story and more after this break.
Ajayi Crowther University admission has commenced. Programs on offer include undergraduate, postgraduate, part-time, HND conversion, foundation and pre-degree in faculties of law, humanities, education, natural sciences, social sciences and management sciences. Our tuition is affordable and payable in 3 installments. Visit the university website at www.acu.edu.ng for online application, screening and admission letter. Given our state-of-the-art facility facilities, well-equipped library, decent learning environment, and distinguished lecturers. Apply now by logging on to www.acu.edu.ng. For details, call 0814-592-0637. Ajayi Crowther University, raising godly intellectuals.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying tuned. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at acnntv.com or our social media platforms on facebook.com or youtube.com/ACNNTV. And to be up to date with our news and other programs, download the VM Africa app from Android and iOS stores. The United States Embassy in Nigeria has confirmed the existence of another $319 million, about 124.4 billion naira, looted by former head of state, the late General Sani Abacha. According to the U.S., the funds are in the United Kingdom and France. The revelation came 3 days after the federal government of Nigeria received $311 million repatriated Abacha loot from the U.S. and the bailiwick of Jesse, in a statement titled Return of Stolen Assets to the Nigerian People. The U.S. Embassy in Nigeria revealed that there is a separate $167 million in stolen assets in France and another $152 million in the UK, which is still subject to litigation. The embassy gave details on the usage of the newly repatriated funds to Nigeria, disclosing that the funds will be used for the infrastructure projects in strategic economic zones across Nigeria. And now to the international scene. In response to government legislation in promoting social distancing and reinforcing the message to stay home in order to protect and save lives, the archbishops and bishops have advised all churches to close completely during the government lockdown. This is both to reduce travel and to help to model best practice in maintaining social distance. The archbishops have decided, going beyond government requirements, that ideally churches should be closed, locked, nobody should enter the building or their grounds, and no public worships should occur. But the congregations should continue to pay their full tithe. The area bishop for North Africa, the Right Reverend Sami Wazi Shehata, has been elected Bishop Coadjutor of the Anglican Diocese of Egypt. The primate of the Acnn, the Most Reverend Foley Beach, who served as one of the Bishop Shehata's co-consecrators in 2017, said Bishop Sami is a true man of God, with a heart and compassion for the truth and for God's people, adding that he has been a tremendous partner in gospel ministry. Looking forward to serving with him as he takes on his new role in service in God's church. The Diocese of Egypt is scheduled to form its own province of Alexandria later this year, with dioceses in Egypt, North Africa, the Horn of Africa, and Gambela. And now to sports stories. Tottenham Hotspur striker Son Heung-min has been named as one of the top 5 recruits in his unit as he finished 3 weeks of compulsory military training in South Korea. All able-bodied South Korean men are obliged to serve in the military for nearly 2 years, making up the bulk of Seoul's 600,000 strong forces who face off against North Korea's army of 1.3 million. But Son, the top Asian goal scorer in Premier League history and the Asian Football Confederation's reigning International Player of the Year, was in the South Korean team that earned an exemption by winning goal at the 2018 Asian Games in Indonesia. The Premier League has been suspended since mid-March due to the coronavirus, and no date has yet been set for a resumption. Meanwhile, Leganese coach Javier Aguirre said La Liga will resume on June 20th amid the coronavirus panic, saying La Liga clubs are returning to training as they prepare for the campaign to restart, having been suspended in March. He added that La Liga will start again on June 20th and will officially finish within 5 weeks, being July 26th. And that's it on the news on the hour, brought to you from the Advent Cable Network Nigeria Television, ACNNTV. Thanks for watching, and do not forget to observe social distancing and personal hygiene. I am Rachel Ibunu.